what's up, guys? It is Celeb back again for another video. This time around, we're here giving our thoughts and impressions of what we saw at Summer Game Fest from Capcom. So this is going to be a kind of thrown together video of the three games that we got to either have hands-off impressions on or hands-on impressions on. So first and foremost, we got Resident Evil Requiem. So Requiem is Resident Evil 9. It is the ninth title in the main line of the Resident Evil series, and in this game it's a new era of survival, and that's what they're pushing with this game in 2026. So this is a really big thing. They're saying this is going to be a return to the survival horror style gameplay that we've seen before in the past. And of course, with this game, you know, a lot of people do realize that Resident Evil 7, when it relaunched, had the opportunity of eventually being able to switch back and forth between third person and first person. I prefer to play the game in first person because it's going to add that extra aspect of survival kind of scariness. But in this game, from right out the box, you can switch in between first person and third person instantaneously all throughout the game, which is a really big add-in into this. But you know, the story is based around Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of Ashley Ashcroft, who was originally in Resident Evil Outbreak. But there's a lot of mystery around Grace's origins because Grace does not know her father, and there is a possibility that they're talking about that there's something special about Grace, as she is the chosen one. So with that being said, with her being the chosen one, does that mean that there's a possibility that she is one of the failed Wesker children, or does she have something to do with the testing and stuff that they've done previously on children? I don't know. I know that the one and only Mr. Wesker is dead, but I do believe, I may be wrong, but I think he had a sibling as well. But I don't know, man. I mean, this is definitely looking like it's going to be a shakeup whenever it comes down to the story aspects. There has been, I think, confirmation that there will be more than one player available in this game. You will be able to hopefully play as Leon Kennedy. I don't know for sure, but we will see. The gameplay of the game, of course, as I said, the biggest thing with this game is that you can switch back and forth between first person and third person right out of the bat. But of course, the biggest thing about these games nowadays is the return to the classic survival horror. So Resident Evil 7 was just a terrifying game for me. And of course, 8 was good as well. But I think Resident Evil 7 was just such a shocking game. It really was. Like, I was just blown away by the visuals of that game. It was really a crazy experience. But of course, playing back through some of those games, it's just going to get us pumped up for what's going to come in Resident Evil 9 because, you know, this game is set in Raccoon City. So Raccoon City at this point in time has been just completely destroyed at this point. In the trailer that they showcased at, the Xbox press conference, and of course, some of the other, the event that we got to sit down and watch 45 minutes of gameplay for Resident Evil, or I think it was like 35 minutes of gameplay for Resident Evil. We see that scene again to where they show the Raccoon Police Department, and it's just in crumbles, man. I mean, it's destroyed. So I wonder how much of the game is actually going to be changed and the world is going to be changed because of how Raccoon City is. I mean, how different are the zombies going to be? Or, has the T-virus completely just turned them into something crazy or what? But I will say one of the biggest things about this game, of course, was just the overall visuals. I mean, it was a spectacular visually stunning experience from start to finish. The whole time we were watching them play the game, it was just unbelievable. And I've got to say, there was a lot of survival horror aspects in the game, and I was one of the main people in the room screaming at the top of his lungs anytime there was a jump scare. It looks like it's going to be a really grand experience. Now, it does not come out until 2026, but I will say on the 26th of this month, Capcom is having an event to where they'll showcase teasers and maybe some more stuff that we actually got to see at Summer Game Fest that you haven't had a chance to see. So that would be a really nice thing, I think. But either way, with that, of course, now we have to move on to Onimusha, Way of the Sword. All right, of course, next up we have Onimusha, as I said. So Onimusha, Way of the Sword is, man, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm a huge Onimusha fan. And of course, in Onimusha, Way of the Sword, we're seeing Onimusha in a light that we've never seen it before. Visually stunning gameplay, first and foremost. Let me say that. Some of the best gameplay that I've probably seen from a Capcom game in some time. As they've gone forward, of course, we've seen them upgrade the RE engine, and I'm gonna tell you guys, like, dude, the game just looks so good, man. I mean, golly, every aspect of this game, every level of this game is just crazy. So this game, of course, as we've seen throughout the years, we've seen some of these characters that are themed around a lot of different characters. But the face model in this game is based on Toshiro Mifune, who was an actor back in the day. He was a movie legend, and he is the face model for Miyamoto Musashi. I'm sorry. I know I'm completely butchering it. But either way, so this character is the main protagonist, and of course he gets an Oni gauntlet, and one thing leads to another, and he wants to kind of take these demons down and take on the Genma, which are the bad guys in this game. So to really kind of break it down to what we saw. So in our gameplay demo, we saw pretty much everything. The main basic combat skills, how to deflect, to redirect, attacks, guarding, the full skill basis of how you can upgrade your character. You, of course, can upgrade your skills by absorbing blue souls. And also the fact that the signature Onimusha Ishin mechanic is back, to where whenever you press the attack button at the certain time, you can actually trigger a critical attack or a critical slash on a different character. As you go throughout the game, you'll be able to get more weapons. And of course, in the demo, we also saw him face off against one of the main bosses, which I think the boss in this game was named Sasuke. And he is the owner of a Oni Gauntlet as well. So one thing that they did say, the developer said, as you can see, both of them are using Oni Gauntlets. Now, the character that you are, of course, playing as, the main character or the protagonist in the game. And by the way, the bad guy was named Sasuke, but Miyamoto is the character that you're playing, and you can see how the Oni Gauntlet has started to affect his body. You can see how it's starting to splinter up his arm, but he's trying to control the demonic presence or the Genma presence as much as possible. But with this other character, with Sasuke is not somebody that is trying to keep it in lock or keep it on lock. He's actually one that's trying to utilize it to its full potential, and that's by also letting the Oni Gauntlet kind of control him instead of him controlling the Oni Gauntlet. So, but the Genma are a demonic threat that you have to take on in this game, and we also did get to see him face off against the Byaku. I don't know. I'm sorry, it's horrible. But the Byaku was another boss that he was able to face off against in this demo. He had this huge giant axe, and then there was this heart thing that popped up afterwards. And once you It was kind of like a portal into the demonic world, and once that was closed, the demons in the area were gone. But with the Oni Gauntlet, okay, so you're able to, of course, absorb these souls out and about, and this is how you kind of, get your health back, get your stamina back, but also upgrade your character. And the setting of the game, it is just unbelievably beautiful. It's in Kyoto, so there's going to be a lot of aspects in this game that the dev team actually really worked hard on making sure that it looked like Kyoto. And it was just a visually stunning experience, man. Like, I don't see how Capcom just keeps on knocking shit out of the park the way they do, but they knocked it out of the park again with this presentation. The gameplay is very smooth and fast-paced. You're able to do more in this Onimusha than you've ever been able to do before. Now, the voice actor for Miyamoto is Kenshiro Thomas. I don't know his exact country of origin. He's British. So I will say that is one thing that did kind of throw me off at first, because like he has a British accent, and I was like, what is happening? I don't know if I'm going to play the game in English or Japanese now, because I kind of want not just a engrossing experience gameplay wise, but music wise and audio wise. I want to feel like it's something that has some type of utter realism to it. And just me personally in this era, I would feel like if there's somebody named Miyamoto Musashi, I gotta stop apologizing. I'm trying my best. I feel like if there's a character that's the main protagonist named Miyamoto, I don't feel like he's going to be speaking in a British tongue. I don't know. That's just me. But we'll have to see when the game does come out. The game does not have an official release date, but it is coming out in 2026. But I can tell you guys, to summarize what I was saying in this blubber of a mess that I just did, the gameplay is just super smooth. The gameplay aesthetics are fantastic. Graphics of the game are just unbelievable. Something that you've never seen before in an Onimusha title. And the RE engine is just blowing my mind every single time. And now, speaking of the RE engine, something that we did get our hands on with that was just a utterly fascinating experience. We finally got a chance to not just see more of Pragmata, but we got to play it. I got to play it for 35 minutes, and guys, let me tell you something. It is crazy.
All right, guys, and when I say crazy, I mean crazy. So with this game, Pragmata, it is a game that we've been waiting on for a good couple of years since Capcom originally announced it. But with Pragmata, this game is set in a vision of the near future. Pragmata transports players to the moon after a chance meeting aboard a seemingly lifeless lunar research station. Spacefarer Hugh and android Diana find themselves caught in the crosshairs of a hostile AI in control of this station. Stranded and surrounded by enemies, only together can they hope to survive. So, guys, the game is really, honestly, something special. I would probably say something different as well. So, as you guys heard, you play as Hugh, and you're there to fix the space station, but then come to find out the AI is taking control over it. So, when the AI takes control over that area, there's these different robotics that come to life and try to start attacking you. And then with the help of Diana, you will do this really unique gameplay mechanic to where Diana hacks into the enemy, and you have to kind of run through this real quick little maze to get the hack completed. All right. 3, 2, 1. And once you get the hack completed, if you go a certain path, you'll actually be able to do more damage to that AI-controlled robot, and then you could shoot them and actually do damage. But if you don't do the hack, and you just try to shoot at them in general, your bullets or lasers or whatever you're shooting at them are just bouncing off them left and right. So it was a really crazy, unique style of gameplay that I can't remember really a time that there's been a game that's done something like this before. So as I'm not saying that they broke the mold with this gameplay mechanic, okay? And yes, games have had situations where you had to like hack something while you're doing this or this. You know, you do it in Dead Space, do it in all these other games, BioShock, you know, whatever. But in this sense, the fact that you're literally doing it like mid-combat, like as something is attacking you, really just blew my mind. It really did. And then with your weapons, you can upgrade your weapons as you're going along, or pick up special weapons as you're going along as well. It's really just something that is a fascinating single player adventure. You know, with the hacking, I can't really explain it to you outside of what you're seeing on a video that's being shown right now, or you playing it yourself. It's so exhilarating. You know, and it's a strange exhilaration. It's almost like the first time I played Balatro and I got it. Like, I was like, okay, so this is just RPG poker. You know, like, it was just this completely different feel. When I started playing Pragmata, I was like, I kind of got this feel of Exoprimal. I kind of got this Dead Space kind of vibe with it as well. But then when Hugh and Diana really start working together, and you're using Diana to hack, and then you're able to kind of jump back and forth, and man, it's a ride, guys. I'm not kidding you. This was probably one of the most shocking gameplay experiences I really had at the event. That was just like, whoa, dude, like that was different. Now, of course, as I've said in my past videos, like, oh, I played this game and I loved it, blah, 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 blah. You know, yes, I love every game. I just am a game lover. But there is something really special about Pragmata that makes it feel like a breath of fresh air when it comes to third-person shooter gameplay mechanics, because that small add of the hacking mid-combat was something that just really entranced me into the gameplay, made it a lot more of a thrill ride. And of course, with the RE engine, I mean, the graphics are just stellar. And I can't wait to see the kind of dynamic that Hugh and Diana have throughout the game. Now, the game is set to come out in 2026 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and Steam, of course. But man, do I want to play this game. My gosh, it was such a good experience. Overall, Capcom's was just the time that I spent with Capcom at Summer Game Fest was just, gosh, man. They honestly are some of the salt of the earth people, dude. They take care of you so well. You know, and of course them and 47PR working together. The games that were showcased were just, man, true next-gen experience games. So that is why we awarded them 3 Best of Summer Game Fest 2025 awards. 1 for Onimusha, 1 for Resident Evil, and of course 1 for Pragmata. I love you guys so much. I know the videos have been a little weird. My editing software has been acting up, but thank you guys for watching this. Come back soon for our impressions of Sega and more.